was all good just a week ago. The most impactful news to come up this weekend was the Luka Doncic news. Luka Doncic coming down with a grade 2 hamstring sprain that's going to take at least 4 months to heal, and Austin Reeves, who's out with a grade 2 oblique muscle strain, and take another 4 weeks to heal. This is literally just the worst news possible for the Lakers. The worst news that for them going into the playoffs basically just obliterates any chances that they had. And the chances were already slim before. I think for the team, just even the idea of replicating what they did is so hard because with certain teams like the Lakers, which have such a heliocentric star like Luka, who accounts for what the highest usage rate in the league at 37%, is first in points, fourth in assists. There is no replicating that. There is no trying to replace that. Even with the sum of the game, trying to make Luka not a playmaker, trying to make Jake LaRavia a shooter, or you just can't replace that. And with someone like Austin Reeves, who was at least if they had him, you'd maybe assume they had a chance. Still, it's just not going to be possible. But they are going to try with a 41-year-old LeBron, which I guess is something at the least, and maybe you can see him turn back the clock. But even if he tries, and he's trying, you can see he's trying his best. It's still impossible for one person at that age to even to make a dent in the offensive production needed. I would just charge it to the game, leave it, come back next season healthy and ready to attack the season. I think they're probably going to make all their moves this season, so man, just leave it. Just don't even try and come back. Because I think even the thing about Luke is that you need him at 100%. 80 or 60 just won't cut it. You need him at 100%. So not having him at that 100% it's useless because his game style, his the way that he creates space, the way that he moves, his quick twitches, those subtle movements, all of that is hindered with an injury like the hamstring. And on defense, they're going to slaughter this man alive out there. So literally, it just doesn't make sense to bring him back at this point. But we'll hope for the best, and hopefully they get that healthy as soon as possible. What a game. This was one of the best games of the season. Two absolute juggernauts at their position. This was literally prime time television. Nikola Jokic, 40 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists with 0 turnovers. Victor Wembanyama, 34 points, 17 rebounds. Literally going back and forth. I thought this game was I think the story of this game for me was the Denver Nuggets. I think this was a game that they needed to remind the league who they are. I think there's been a lot of talk about their defense. There's been a lot of talk about, are they there? Is there something wrong with this team? Someone like Cam Johnson. All of these conversations around the team. This is one of the game that just proved like we're still the Nuggets. Like down the stretch, there's no one better than Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. At the end of the game, David Adelman coach circles around Mitch Johnson. So many key things, all of the little things the Nuggets did, just keeping the game close, making the shots they need to, not trying to go for that kill shot, just keeping close, breaking down, tearing down one step at a time. I read something, and a journalist said, winning is a skill. The poise, the maturity that Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, the poise that they have is truly is so remarkable. I think the biggest stat for me was the biggest lead changes. The biggest lead for the Nuggets was 5 points, and the biggest lead for the Spurs was 13 points. And I think that shows so much about their mentality and how they approach this game. I think down the stretch you saw the Spurs honestly get run down, get a bit flustered, but the Nuggets remained so keyed in on what they needed to do, making the right play at the right time, getting the right stop at the right time. And I think you saw all of those small things just lead to that get them going into overtime and eventually winning the game. And I think we have to talk about Aaron Gordon. I think Man, he's literally the MVP of this team, MVP of the game. Those defensive stops, the 2 point conversion to take it to overtime. Those two things I think just showed so much about who he is and his value to this team. His ability to mirror to mirror Jokic, his ability to always be in the right spot at the right time. He has this telepathic awareness with Jokic that he knows where he needs to be to get those easy 2 points. And on defense, my days, the physicality that he brings, he literally forced Wemby into two low percentage shots. Man, it is such. And then on De'Aaron Fox as well, to stick with him, bro. He's unreal. He's literally unreal, honestly, unreal. I also thought about Cam Johnson. I think that his ability to, this was a game that I think shows the best of him. Because when Cam Johnson is in his bag, when he's literally not thinking, when he's not overthinking, when he's not when he's not when he's not being decisive, when he's being indecisive, you see those close clinks in his armor. But when he's being decisive, when he's being direct, when he's being confident in his ability, you can see him processing the game at a level that not a lot of other players can. And that's the reason why they traded for him. And I like that you're starting to see his pick and roll game with Jokic starting to shine a bit more. And you love when he plays with emotion. I think is where he needs to play more. He doesn't play with enough emotion. There's some days when he comes in, he's a bit passive, or yeah, he's a bit passive. But when he plays with emotion, he plays with like this chip on his shoulder. That's like, I'm gonna take a shot and I'm gonna tell everyone that I made that shot. Those are the moments that you need as a player to have like get you going to get you into that zone. So I'm really glad to see him starting to turn that corner. And then also shout out to Christian Brown. I think him shooting 5 threes, 5 of 10, and you could see that it was clear that the coaching staff of the Spurs clearly saw that he's shooting 31%. So let's target him. Man, it he made every shot. He punished them so much, honestly. And along with Tim Hardaway Jr., I think I love Tim Hardaway's role as a sixth man on this team because he gives this team a baseline of 3 point shooting. He just gives this team he's going to give you at least he's going to give you 3 threes a game. He's going to give you at least a solid number of drives to the paint. He's so perfect for his role on this team. Such a professional man, such a professional. I love that from him. And on the Spurs, just to also keen on them a bit, I think one of the things I would say, and not obviously on the negatives, is the fact that this was a learning curve game. This was a game that showed them the differences in experience and what experience looks like and what it can do. And I hope that what they can take from this is just how to refine their play calling. I think a lot of times you saw that this team always got into the actions very late. There were a couple of like 24-second shot clock violations. De'Aaron Fox is getting the ball with 10 seconds left. Wemby's getting the ball with 10 seconds left, and he only has to put a shot up. Those small things, I think, hopefully they're going to learn, and Mitch Johnson as well is going to improve his playmaking to kind of put his players in the best positions possible. And then the basic things, obviously 3 point shooting. This team shot 33%. That is not going to cut it in high pressure situations when you need to make every shot, when every possession matters. You need to make every shot. And also, not just another negative I saw from them is like the lack of drives. There's a lot of just standing around for a lot of possessions. I think that something that they need to improve on is just improving their number of drives to kind of like get better in that, especially when it's not the primary action between a pick and roll or Wemby or Fox or Stephon Castle. They should be a bit more action, a bit more action off the ball. Then next team is the Pistons, who are the number one, officially confirmed the number one seed. After I think who lost? No, after they beat I forgot who they beat, but they beat someone and they got the number one seed. I think it was the Timberwolves. And I think this is one of the stories of the season because The Pistons have lost 50% of their offense. I think it was 48%, but Cade accounted for 48% of their offense in terms of scoring and assisting. And for them to have a, a really good record with him out has been brilliant. I think it just shows the coaching level that this team has and the type of players that they have. Because when a team loses their best player, you'd expect them to fall off. And this team has done anything but. And the credit has to go to Jalen Duren, who has emerged as a superstar for this team. He's averaging in the games that Cade is out, he's averaging 24 points. How many rebounds? 24 points, 12 flipping rebounds, and 2 assists. And the physicality that he brings in the paint, close to the rim, bro. This dude is getting rebounds that are so disrespectful. He is he is so relentless at the rim that you can't stop him. You look at the opposition and they're like, bro, I can't do anything with this. And it's so cool that his growth in his own, I think 4 years in the league it's been so cool to see. It's been really nice to see him improving at this level. And just seeing like, man, when he gets anywhere close to the rim, there's a high chance that he's going to there's a high chance that it's going in. I think what he's shooting, yeah, he's shooting 69% at the rim, literally, which is second in the league only to Jared Allen. So literally, that just tells you all you need to know. Like when he gets to the rim, it's going in. And oh my days, what's his name? Duncan Robertson. Duncan Robertson has been. I've really enjoyed watching Duncan Robertson play, and not just for his shooting, but also his playmaking. I think another reason why the Detroit Pistons have had such a good run is because of Duncan Robertson, his playmaking, his ability to understand his gravity and to kind of like make plays with off the pick and roll with Jalen Duren, off screens. He's kicking out to open guys. He's literally creating a system that like you have to take him off the line, and that space that he gets, the gravity that he absorbs, is making life so much easier for the team, and it's a big reason why this team is also doing well as well. And also the main man, Denise Jenkins, point guard, backup point guard, who has had to be starting these past couple of games. My days, I've never seen someone play so comfortably. You'd assume he's been the point guard for 10 years. In the last 8 games, Denise Jenkins is averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. And he's shooting 49% from the field and how much? 47% from three. My God. This man has made himself so comfortable. Like it's ridiculous how good he's been, and especially as an undrafted player, it's so cool to see that the him shining in this role and just making his position solidified in the league. Honestly, it's been so cool to see, man. Also, I think this has been such a cool weekend for a bunch of undrafted guys. Shout out to what's my guy in the Bucks, Ryan. Is it Chris or Ryan Cornack, something like that. Man, shout out to him. I think it's like he's been averaging 25 points or something like that. That was really cool to see. And I think with the Pistons as well, you can't go anywhere. You can't speak about them without talking about their defense. Their defense they've been first and second in the league in defense, first in loose balls recovered, literally top 10 in contested shots. What else? They have literally. One thing I wrote about is that their second unit is such a pivotal part to their defense, because when Ron Holland, when Denis, not when Denis, when Ron Holland, when Marcus Sasser comes on, when Paul Reed comes on, Javante Green, there's a level that is maintained that I think has helped this defense and the players like really stay engaged in a way that I think other teams struggle with. Because when the second unit comes in, you obviously expect a reduced effort because of the talent differences. But with the Pistons, there's kind of like this energy about like, yo, we're still going to bring it. And I think that has really helped their defense a lot. Obviously, having defensive superstars like Asar and Cade and Jalen Duren helps, and obviously Isaiah Stewart. But this team really thrives on their defensive culture, and I really love that. Shout out to JB Bickerstaff for that. That has been such a brilliant thing that he has introduced, or just not, but he has revived in this team, because Detroit is always going to be known for their defense. And so it's been really cool to see that. Then, finally, I want to just speak about the Boston Celtics, who are second in the league, second in the East, in a supposed gap year. I think it has been so cool to see, first of all, Jason Tatum coming back and averaging close to a triple double. I think has been, honestly, if you think about what is that word? What is that word? Nexus events. Where is that from? Is that Deadpool? I don't know where it's from. But this is such a Nexus event. For someone to come from an injury, from tearing his ACL 10 months ago, to playing at this level, I think it will definitely change how people view ACL injuries. Or it could change how people view ACL injuries. And it's been so phenomenal just seeing how he's not only integrated into the team as, like, maybe a role player, like, yo, I'm just a spot up shooter, but Jason Tatum is a valuable part of this team. He's an integral part of what they are trying to do. His the pick and roll relationship that he has with Neemias Queta is so, bro. How they've probably only played like 5 games together. Obviously, it's more. They've played like 2 games. They only played one game together, and they're literally one of the best. They're one of the best pick and roll duos in the league already. His ability to create, to drive, like he's this past couple of games, like his ability to drive to the rim has been so cool to see. I've been so shocked to just watch him play. And also, honestly, I'm in awe. Like, I'm so happy to watch him play, man. I think you get a deeper appreciation for players when they go through adversity. And I think watching Jason Tatum this year, I've never watched him with any more appreciation than right now. Because wow, how is this even possible? Who, where do they do this? Where? Jaylen Brown, obviously, he's been the MVP of this team, keeping the team afloat. I think without him, obviously, they wouldn't have gotten to this position. What is he doing? He's averaging what? Uh, 28 points. So 28 is 27. 28 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds, which are all career highs. And but I think his one thing that has really improved in his game has been his drives to the rim, his ability to finish at the rim. There's been a relentlessness and a physicality that he brings when he's driving that I think it's very cool. It's been very nice to see. He's averaging 9 drives. How many drives? 19 drives a game. Flip, 19 drives a game. And I read that he is how do I say this? He is generating one of the highest number of shots per drive. But I hope that makes sense. But he's generating the highest number of points of shot attempts per drive, which has just showing like his playmaking is also improving and his handle. And I think one of the things that he does it as well is that there's a pace that he plays with that disrupts the defense in a way that is really, really cool to see. And I think is a valuable tool to have as they enter the playoffs. Because with their 5-out system and everyone being able to shoot a solid amount, I think this team, for me, I look at them as definitely they are the East favorites over the Pistons or Cleveland or the Knicks. They are the favorites. I think it's not a far cry to say they are the favorites. Um, and Vucevic, second unit, Peyton Pritchard and Vucevic, man, if they are solid pieces to have. I think they give this team another offensive flavor that is just that can just take them to another level. So I'm really glad that Vucevic is back and Peyton Pritchard is shooting the flip out the ball. So that's been dope to see. Um, who else? Yeah, Sam. Oh, and Sam Hauser's just decided not to miss a game, miss again, miss a shot again. Sam Hauser is going to make every shot now, so I guess that's something. And then Neemias Keita is what 8.4 rebounds. His screens, he's top 10 in screen assists. My days. For someone who was only on a 2-way contract just 2 weeks back, for him to be in this position, to be integral, genuinely an integral part of a championship team, I think just says so much for what he's doing on this team, but also the Celtics. And I'm so glad that the team has him, And man, shout out to him. He's from Portugal, which is incredible, man. Shout out to the international team and the Europe squad in the league. Just another one of them. That's been dope to see. And his second chance opportunities. He's a big part of their second chance opportunities. One thing about the Celtics, and people will speak about this, is what's going to happen when they don't make shots. Nemish Keita is going to happen because he is averaging 8.4 rebounds, but he is getting these contested rebounds that in the playoffs are going to result in so many second chance opportunities, which I think is going to alleviate that fact that even if they do miss shots, they're still going to be good. So yeah, I'm really glad to see that. And yeah, you can also start to see like his touch around the rim is constantly getting better. Man, Joe Mazzulla, the crazy scientist, my God, cold. Coach of the year, bro. Coach of the year. Yeah. Oh, shout out to Shireman. Him. Baylor. Shout out to Baylor. There we go. Shout out to Baylor. Shout out to Hugo and Jordan Walsh. Who else have I really? Ron Harper was really good. Ron Harper Jr. is really dope. Trying to think of players I really enjoyed watching. Fuck. And Derek White. Derek, top 5 in the league. Top 5 player in the league, White. Shout out to Derek White, man. I think he broke a record for the most guards, most blocks by a guard. And again, it's just on top of everything I've said, they still have Derek White on the team, which is like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? All right. Peace.